Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D is everywhere. But we are at a park very close. Actually, we are in the city center of Heredia, where I shot a video about 2 days ago. Okay, my friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. So what's going on? I've been looking for a monk uniform. Why? I don't know. It's been on my mind for a while, even though when I was traveling in the U.S. with the road trip and stuff like that. But like 2 days ago when I went past a store and they had like a whole bunch of like anime, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and all of the goodies, right? And I've been looking for it, but I couldn't find it. So here we are. And earlier when I was walking, oh my God, like there was a bus and the kid, he was trying to get off the bus. I think he's very little, but he was able to walk. And it's the back door of the bus, right? And the door actually shut on him. I wasn't there to see the door, shutting on him, but he started screaming and his mom was there. And I was like, oh my God, that must be painful. Kind of like when you kill an animal and the sound that they make, it's kind of like that. What? But anyway, that was quite an introduction. But my friend, right now, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, the stock market, it's starting to pick up, and it seems like the ECB, central bank, European bank, and they are saying that we will stop a recession at any cost. What does that mean? We're gonna print more money. Now, I know on here I talk a lot about printing money because the moment you print money, you devalue the purchasing power of any currency. But that is only part of it. The other part is that when we print money, what do we do with that money? And did you know that in the name of foreign aid, the US is giving so much money to other countries except our country? Which it's like, but that's where we're at right now. So it seems like either we're gonna go into inflation or hyperinflation if they are true to what they're saying. And I mean, at this point, it just like, for me, it's like whatever, say whatever you want to say. We know, for the past like 50 years, the purchasing power of the dollar is decreasing. Everything is higher in the dollar because of monetary inflation, not because something is worth more. I mean, that's part of it too. There's a reason why all of the jobs in the US went over to China, cheaper labor. And then, the term tariffs, basically it just is to make people think that like, oh, it's much more expensive because it's being produced elsewhere. Now it got to ship into the country. But all of this talk, all of the talk is pretty much like, for me, is like, when somebody lie over and over and over, it doesn't make sense anymore. So my friend, as of this point, it seems like everyone is kind of like, okay, the stock market is going up again, the crypto market is going up again, and I hope it does. And then there's the other camp where like, yo, we gonna go into a recession. And the way that I see it, I'm more on the camp of like inflation, higher inflation, and inflation and hyperinflation, simply because people are shifting away from the dollar. I mean, the dollar was created to destroy itself. It's pretty much a transfer of wealth. Countries are starting to step away from the dollar. It's not like the dollar, has a choice. It doesn't. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But they gotta play with the narrative that they've been putting out, and I don't think this whole COVID is gonna stop. They keep on pushing it, and the way that I see it, if we go into a recession, and then we're gonna be back where we started again. It's just there are too many pieces at this time, that for us to have a recession, more like hyperinflation, and the dollar just going to destroy itself, and then all of the institutions, all of the individuals, like millionaires and billionaires, they are gonna go into hard assets. And what you probably know what they are. You know what they are if you've been following my channel, such as like precious metals, real estate, even a business, Bitcoin, definitely. So, and whether we're gonna go into hyperinflation or a recession, you gotta prepare yourself, because these people, they will say anything, and they will do anything, and they will also do the opposite. And it gets to the point where, like, the market has no, like, it doesn't, the economy, the market, and reality does not fit together, because the central banks are the one that's controlling the interest rate, the quantitative easing, which is like pulling money out of the system, and then quantitative easing, putting money back into the system. And every time there's quantitative easing, it's like it's all the homies, right? They just give it out to all the homies. The homies, what they do, they take that money, they buy back their stocks, and that's how the price go higher and higher and higher and higher. Then I became a bad bitch. But my friend, so I guess the point of this video, okay, is you gotta prepare yourself. I know, like, I know, like, people want to play with whatever the Fed is doing, because that's where the money is gonna be at, especially with the Green New Deal. That's where all of the trillions of dollars is gonna be put into the system, into EV, solar, like green energy, and there are some other sectors. Mark Moss, he did a video on it, and it's pretty much, money always moves, right? It moves from one sector to the next. And if you understand what the Fed are doing, you can play along, but then that's kind of like saying, okay, like, we know that that what they're doing is criminal, but we're gonna play along, just for the sake of it. And it's kind of like, if we play with the illusion, then we're living in the illusion. I really don't know where this whole thing is gonna go, but I prefer to hold on to hard assets, even though all of the prices are being suppressed. And I think that's the way to go, because we can play along with the Fed, but other countries, countries like El Salvador, they're not going to play along, and there's going to be, Argentina is on the brink of shifting away from the dollar, because their inflation rate is what, like couple 100%, and it's not it's not like they have a choice. Countries will start shifting away from the dollar, and the reason why they have to do it is because they have to. Okay, there are countries like Venezuela, their inflation rate is off the hook. So wherever you stand, you can try to play along with the illusion and make the money, or you can go into hard assets and just see how everything's gonna play out. Boy, what do you want to do when Bitcoin and Ethereum hit all-time high? What? Hooker and cocaine? The way that I see it, you know, like I'm more on the camp of 70% of hard assets and 30% of cash, just in case, you know, there's quantitative tightening where they, you know, take money out of the market. And I'm just speechless. You know, every time when I talk about this, about this, I get emotional in a way where, you know, it's not like emotional in a way where like I want to go do something. Emotional in a sense where I want to protect myself. I want to share the message, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, when I look at like the majority of people on YouTube, it's like, we gotta wait to see what the feds are doing. Are they gonna print more money? They're gonna take more money? Where should we invest? Should we play? We're gonna play with the illusion to make some money, some more money. And I'm like, okay. But that is the takeaway for this video, my friend. I'll do a 360 here in a little bit. So, you know, let me know what, you know, what are your plans as far as hard assets, as far as quantitative easing, tightening. What are you planning to do? Are you planning to hold on to cash? And you know, it's very true. Cash is king. If there's quantitative tightening, eventually, you know, all of the asset prices are gonna go down, and at that point, you can use the dollar to buy up assets. But I wouldn't take that route. I mean, I have 30% in cash, but you know, it's like whatever. But hold on to hard assets, okay, my friend. So use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club and let me know, how are you planning for the recession? That's recession or hyperinflation. Is going to be either one of those, okay? And let me know. So hashtag Gazillionaires Club, and let's do a 360 here, well, without me in it. Water fountain back there. It's a really nice park, by the way. And ta-da!